And again, these same paramilitary troops have been killing farmers who have uprisings in the rural areas of China when the troops come and force them off their land. And I mean, which is to emphasize the fact that Chinese citizens are the victims of this government. I mean, there's comments on my article saying, you know, I hate China, I'm never going to visit. I mean, you've got to separate the two. This is the government. This is not the people. The people are
their people absolutely hate it. The media makes it that issue of all Chinese. They go, all the Chinese are for this. And then that makes you hate Chinese when the Chinese hate the tyranny they're under as well. And our dirty, filthy, wicked government in 1949, now declassified, put that murdering sack of crap, excuse me, folks, I'm just really angry, Mao Zedong in. And you know why I say that? He demanded to have sex, this is mainstream admitted, with 3 women a day, and he demanded that he never wash, and he liked to... I'm not even going to say it, folks. Just these people are pit of hell worms. What is it you don't understand? Psychopaths get control of governments, and then they set up a wonderland so they can have their way with us. Go ahead, men. I want to be peaceful, but I'm tired of all these dirty bureaucrats and the big banks that control them and all their taxes to take our money and make us slaves and all the ways they poison us and their dirty communist and fascist command and control systems. And I want them to know that they're going to be defeated. I hate this government, and I hate everybody that runs it, and I hate the communist Chinese, and I hate all the trash. And I want all of you to know that we're going to beat them one day. A lot of us aren't going to make it through this. A lot of us aren't going to live through it. This is only the beginning. But I want you to wake up, everybody you can. I know what they're planning. I've known their plan for a long time. I've seen right through them from the start. And everything they do only confirms to me that they're planning to wage war against us. Don't forget what you used to be. We used to be men. Let's get fired up. I've told you this many times, but you're not supposed to get mad about stupid football and things that don't matter. You're supposed to get angry about your country being overrun by a bunch of enemies. You're supposed to get angry about tyranny. That rage, that power you've got is meant to defend your family. And let me tell you, this is the enemy. The enemy runs our government. The enemy. They're the enemy. How dare them? How dare them? How dare them say that in FBI manuals that people that talk about the Constitution are terrorists and the Founding Fathers were bad. You are the terrorist. You are the enemy. I'm going to back Kevin Booth up to the bottom of the next hour, and we'll have him into the 4th hour. I'm going to let these guys on for about 5-6 more minutes. I appreciate them. I'm sorry I've blown up. I'm going to try to be more intellectual about this, but we're going to take 20 minutes of calls, 30 minutes of calls next hour, both at 1-800-259-9231, but also on my phone number system here where I can air calls, and we'll give that number out in a moment, but specifically only on this. Okay? Here's AP right now saying members were picked from special police units of the People's Armed Police, China's internal security force. Those are the torturers, the murderers, the scum. The requirements for the job: to be tall, handsome, mighty, and exceptional physical conditions similar to that of professional athletes, the state-run Chinese news service said. And this right now, and it shows video of them tackling and choking people and attacking and arresting Europeans. Good God, what have we turned into? And they're just showing it to you, seeing what you'll do, testing you right now. Steve, Paul, are you pissed off? Are you angry like I am? And do you agree that this is a test, a conditioning mechanism?
Yeah, I'm outraged. The thing that worries me about it is that Olympic torch, which, let's face it, has just become a symbol of outright tyranny. It should be extinguished now. Is going to go through Tibet on June 19th. Chinese government's got 250,000 hardcore PLA killers stationed in that area. And I mean, people are going to die. There's going to be massive riots. So they need to cancel this ridiculous procession now to save any more grief.
can't cancel it because it's not about the Olympic torch, is it? The Olympic torch is just a tool to get media attention. So,
well, it's ancient Greek eugenics. They would have a huge eugenics contest to see who the Superman or who was closer to the gods, who was half god like Hercules, and they would pick their Herculeum for the year. And then Hitler picked up on it and drew the circles and the rings and all the rest of it, and now we have it, and now we worship it, and it is now a celebration. The real Olympics is happening now. It's about the police and the corrupt military and foreign troops dominating Europe, stomping all over the Tibetans, stomping all over San Francisco, punching Americans right in the face. In closing, guys, I appreciate you coming on from England and Sheffield. You've talked to personal friends, not just the newscast, admitting Chinese paramilitary secret police, the folks that execute people, take them to their deaths for political speech, beating people up in England, on video, on the news, in France. Now they're in San Francisco, marching today. We have got to get all of our listeners in San Francisco to peacefully go out there and videotape these terrorists. Steve, and then for 2 minutes, then Paul for 2 minutes in closing.
Yeah, what galls me is the media is framing it all as a sovereignty issue, which it's not. It's about complete abuse of human rights and killing over 1 million Tibetans, and turning parts of their country into gulags. That's what it's about. But Steve was saying to me earlier that he heard a BBC radio discussion where they were starting to defend the Chinese. Maybe he can tell you about that.
well, yeah, basically, it's what we were saying before. They weren't separating the Chinese people from the Chinese government. And the debate this morning, the big debate on the BBC was, is there too much China bashing going on now? China, it's looking after its people. Maybe we should stop getting on the back of the Chinese. But, that's just framing the debate when it's not about that. Well,
just as Hitler used the 36 Olympics to make, all the systems of Nazi Germany become rock star popular, even in the U.S. and England and worldwide. I went to the grocery store last night, to Whole Foods, and there were two big magazines separate with big red flags and communist stars on the front. I was too busy trying to get home. I should have bought them and talked about them. But two magazines saying, get off China's back. China's good. I mean, this is all about training us that their system's good.
Yeah, and these Olympic officials look absolutely ridiculous when they say, no, the torch procession's going to continue. We're not going to cancel it because the Olympics is not political. It's always been political. It makes them look absolutely ridiculous when they say that.
And then you've got the media asking pointless questions like, are the Olympics being used as a tool just purely to attack China? Well, yeah, they are, because China's an oppressive, tyrannical regime, and, protesters are going to use anything like that to attack it.
Well, I went into histrionics because every time I think I can't be any more freaked out. We knew this was coming. We knew this would happen. The Olympics are totally wicked. I'm boycotting them. I'm not watching any of it. Everyone else should boycott it. Watch none of it. If you see a newscast about it, turn it off. Buy none of it. Let the sponsors that are sponsoring it know you're boycotting them. I'm serious. Because they're doing all this on purpose. The social engineers, the behavioral psychologists. There is no doubt all the continuing coverage will be at prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com. Guys, I'm just sorry that you have to watch your own Britons being beat up by Chinese secret police. I mean, these are literal death police. And I bet money they're going to beat up people in San Francisco. It's a setup. They come over to peaceful people, grab their signs, grab their placards. Foreign troops violating free speech in England, and I guarantee it's going on in the U.S. because our cops do it every day. And I mean, did you ever think you'd live to see this, Steve and Paul?
Well, it doesn't surprise me, really. I just hope that other countries will follow the example of the Australians and, kick these thugs out of the country because they shouldn't be there. It's completely illegal.
I want the listeners to go completely ape. The best article that gives people the full spectrum analysis of this long-term plan. They've got plans for Czechoslovakian troops in the Midwest. They've got plans for British, Dutch, Israeli on the East Coast. They plan to use Latin American from Florida to Texas, Mexican troops. It's all now official. We will be ruled by foreign mercs.